Cusco Peru diatom mine, 1,000-year-old mummy in an active mine or an old abandoned mine that was never discovered before, somehow. Totally not a mummy. José Jaime Maussan Flota, hoax number 7 and 6. In 1947, there was something called the Mesa Verde, Peru dead children, or dead child. Elongated skull, crouched mummified human child's body, missing 4 fingers and 4 toes. He reused one of them, at least, for a June Be Witness event in 2015 and in a movie 2017 about it. Or not, depending on which version of his story you bring up. That is this person's history. And I have to bring up, no, not that elongated child skull that was mummified by that other hoaxer, but this is one of the others. There's like, how many now? Wrapping a child's skull early in life to cause an elongation of the head was a practice that was done for a long time, and in some places is still done. This is not an alien baby. Also, babies are born with a weird-shaped head. Unless you've actually seen babies right after being born, you don't know that they're kind of weird looking. Some would say, because there was 5 of them, that some of them were mutilated corpses, desecrated grave robbing activities, etc. But anyway, in 1947, there's a photo that's used that he was involved in, at least in 2015, in deliberately blurring out the little plaque that was next to it that said, yeah, this is a very well-preserved mummy of children. This was unblurred and worked with, and it's an old photo from an actual book. This is confirmed as from 1947, not associated with Area 51 or whatever bullshit you want to type out in the comment section. And this man reused dead children. I will put in, again, I will repeat, Jaime Maussan abuses corpses of children. I'm not going to change that answer. And of course I'll get flagged for bullying somebody who digs up babies. So let's move on. 2023, more totally not mummified bodies, because he's got to avoid saying that, were paraded before Congress of the Union in September in Mexico, saying that UNAM, the University National Autonomous of Mexico, there's a Spanish name for it, told him that a third of their DNA is unknown origin for 2 bodies this time. UNAM, however, has contradicted it, saying it only did a May 2017 carbon dating of 0.5 grams of material that was alleged to be one thing or another. This is like the umpteenth time I've heard of somebody asking a university to do a test of something that has nothing to do with DNA. And it's not a confusion or a mistake. This is literally, how old is it? And oddly enough, maybe the material was 1,000 years old, but that has nothing to do with what he's presenting, because I'm going to repeat this. Jaime Maussan, or however you pronounce his name, is a liar and a hoaxer that digs up dead people. Or finds dead people that dug up by other people. How is he allowed in Peru? Maybe he isn't. Anyway, that was back in, what year was that? 2017 is when he was in possession of it. So now, in 2023, it's being paraded before Congress. This was carbon-14 data processed at LEMA labs, and that's the only thing they had to do with it, and they don't even know if it's associated with it. It was 0.5 grams of material. They just carbon dated it. It was claimed to be one thing or another. I'm not listing it. The claim made by a hoaxer is not relevant. It will not be allowed in the discussion. You can go look up what it's claimed to be. That doesn't have anything to do with it, because, again, they're just checking how old the carbon ratios are for carbon-14 versus standard carbon. They never endorsed any claim he made. Under no circumstances did UNAM draw conclusions about the origin of the samples, nor did the carbon-14 check. Any information implying LEMA Lab or UNAM involvement beyond the carbon-14 dating is, quote, invalid. They're not willing to call him a blatant liar. He had a history up to like 1990 of being a legitimate freaking journalist. And then He discovered the internet, the burgeoning internet, and discovered that he could appeal to new agey, wannabe, weird cultist, pseudo-Christians, pseudo-evangelicals, and whoever else wanted to be thrown onto the bandwagon. So I'm going to repeat this. If it's a living thing at one time or another, it is a grave-robbed dead baby that somebody is probably crying over because it was their great-granddad or something like, or great-granddad's brother that died after being born or something like that. He has a habit of looking for weird-looking corpses to parade around as alien babies or alien demons or something. And has been caught again, I'm going to repeat this, doing a dog and pony show, moving around a dead baby. See also, if you look up alien demons and alien monsters, you'll find stillborn babies being used this way, that desiccated in desert air. Some that were dug up. So someone goes to a gravesite, just make sure it's a gravesite that none of you will care about, digs up a baby and keeps digging up graves until they find one that's desiccated and looks like an alien. Some of the images are rather depressing because it's very clearly a baby that was born to somebody who gave birth to a stillborn and buried it with dignity and respect, and then this fucker, or somebody like him, we shouldn't say he did it, he parades around the dead bodies. It doesn't mean he dug them up, but he's a grave robber nonetheless. And if you like, you can sue me or flag this video. Someone will see it. José Jaime, however he spells it this week, Maussan Flota, is a hoaxer and has so far been in contact with or manipulated at least now 6 probable dead kids. All of you out there who give him any time or energy promoting him should be ashamed of yourself and stop doing it. What this is a criminal abuse of a body. People who supported him at one time have had to post apologies for, in one case, the Mesa Verde, Peru, or whatever it is, dead baby. For some reason in Peru, it's very easy to dig up corpses, leave the country with them, and use them for basically sideshow. Is that absolutely dead bang, not a slam dunk? Is that absolutely a mic drop at this point? Stop letting this guy dig up corpses and parade them around because you want to believe. Next, every one of you UFO believers need to carry around a camera that's a body cam and a 360 cam as well, and take pictures of whatever you think is going on and force fuck the thing into imprinting a GPS into it as a visible line of data at the bottom with every bit of data, altitude and GPS, so that you can't phony it up. When you start doing that, I'll listen to this shit. Why am I angry? Because you guys are promoting a grave robber. And now the Mexican Congress of the Union invited one in. He's a known commodity. And on Wikipedia, you can see people desperately trying to redact any of this stuff and failing at it. Because truthers are always liars and activists don't give a shit about facts, and that's the way it is. There's plenty of information out there that would convince you there's at least something out there in the world. But helping somebody dig up mummified babies is a little bit much. Next, I want to caution everybody. What he's probably shown is a paper mache doll version of the same thing. And I guarantee you he's not going to allow any real scientific inquiry. But there's a bunch of universities. No, there aren't. Because the last several times he's done anything like this, they've said, we didn't have anything to do with that. He's lying. If he's lied once and refused to at least respond to it, or at least show proof he isn't lying, that means he's always lying. And he won't even acknowledge that it was a carbon-14 test originally, or he did, depending on which interview you're watching. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. Stop promoting him.